Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Fool. This is kind of like, I don't know, your wild side in a way. I feel that you are truly, like, in essence, you're a free spirit, okay? I think that you have a natural talent in life, and I feel like when you're in your flow, like your talent and your personality really shine. Yeah. I feel like in a way right now you're on the verge of a kind of a reinvention or a new quest or a new journey. I kind of feel like you're at the threshold here where you're kind of looking at this horizon and you're getting ready to leap, Maybe you're leaping into your kind of true path or your quest or your true identity. Okay. I feel like it's something right now where your talent is really going to be kind of the central focus. Whatever it is that you are, whatever the song is inside of you that wants to be sung. Yeah. The Fool is someone that has released a lot of baggage. Yeah, so I feel like you've really been through a challenging period in your life. Yeah, so I feel that there's kind of a lightness about you now. There's this walking on air kind of feeling. Let's put this into a little bit of context. This is a great way to begin a reading. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who comments before these readings even start. Okay, I see you and I appreciate you. Let's keep going here. We have an 8 of Pentacles. We have a 6 of Cups. We have a Queen of Cups back there. We have an 8 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles and 8 of Wands. Very good. We have a 10 of Pentacles. This is nice. I feel like you are chosen for something that is rather special. Okay. I think there's an opportunity here that might be like highlighting your creativity or highlighting like your unique voice. Okay. And I do feel that you've been tested quite a bit. Right? And now it feels like doors are kind of, opening. Doors are maybe like swinging, opening rather quickly. And probably things that once felt like they were off limits or they were locked or blocked to you. Now they're going to be opening rather quickly. Okay. Let's keep going over here. Path of the Serpent. Yeah, there is. Very nice. Under the surface with that Princess of Wands, we kind of have the wild side. I think that this is really you're just like dancing through the street here. We have a 10, not only a 10 of Pentacles, but a 10 of Cups too. Love is really going to thrive in your life. And I think it really is going to thrive once you stop holding back your talent or your true essence or your true personality, and you kind of let your wild, authentic self, shine, sort of embrace your authentic self here. Okay. And we have the Death card, and the Sagittarius power card at the end with the Queen of Wands. That is quite perfect. I couldn't assemble a better reading than the one you got today. So this is really fantastic. Let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're just going to set it down right over here with Tiny Bob Ross right on top. We're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be. Put your prediction in the comment section down beneath the video. Now, as we look around the room, we really only see these two major arcana energies. We see the Fool and we see the Death card, okay? So the Death card and the Fool, definitely there's stuff that you've been letting go of. There's been a lot of like kind of emotional processing. A lot of stuff is in your rear view mirror finally. After a long time, something is finally over, okay? And on top of the majors there, we've got fire, 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 including your Sagittarius superpower card, okay? Which is a very good omen. Yeah, we've got really good water. Where's the air? We don't have any of the air, right? The thing about the Fool is that it is pure air. So this to me says that there's no doubt anymore. There's nothing holding you back. I feel like Spirit wants you to drop all the swords, drop all the worries, drop all the doubt, all the criticism, all the negative sort of aspects of your internal dialogue. You know, Spirit wants you to say yes to something right now. Yeah, and so the absence of the air, I think, is perfect. It shows the Fool as kind of this a pure potential energy, kind of back to 0 point, where there are all these opportunities available to you. And on top of that, of course, you know, we've got our Earth cards. So there's no Swords cards, but we do have our very wonderful Earth cards. So the Fool stepping into that 8 of Pentacles kind of shows that maybe you are hesitating a little bit. This is kind of like a card that's saying, okay, the Fool's going to leap into something, a new opportunity, okay, rare opportunity. I feel like it's something that's coming along very quickly, and the Fool is trying to be a little bit cautious. You're trying not to be too impulsive, but at the same time, you don't want to miss this. Okay, this is an opportunity for you to really claim your destiny and claim like your best self. Okay, whatever that means, whatever your essence and your talent really are right now, whatever this authentic self is all about. What do you look like in the future? Who are you, really? What is the full manifestation of your authentic self? What would it look like? That's your superpower card, okay? And so this is saying that you're stepping carefully, but you are stepping boldly forward, okay? And so this is kind of a card that's saying, look, we can't get stuck doing the same things that you've been doing. Definitely don't want to play it safe right now. What you want to do is take advantage of this opportunity, because I feel like the window is kind of like a small window. It's like a narrow passageway. It's going to be over quickly if you don't jump on board. It's like this opportunity is not going to wait around. And I feel like it has something to do with you like using your talent, using your voice, reinventing yourself, or really beginning like not just a minor change in life, but like a big pivotal moment of change in your life. Okay, a really massive opportunity. And I feel like it might have something to do with your like, I don't know, it could be at work, at home, at school, but it's something that's going to put you out there in the world doing something amidst other people. You know what I mean? It's going to be important that you engage with this part of yourself and with whoever and whatever this will put you in touch with. Does that make sense? Because I feel like there's not so much a social aspect of it, but I kind of feel like you're stepping out onto a stage of some kind. Okay? And I feel like you do have to use your unique voice, your talent, your essence, and you need to step boldly. Don't tread too carefully. Okay? But don't be impulsive either. So there's a nice balance, right, between the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Wands, but the 8 of the 8s generally, and the Princess of Wands, because the Princess of Wands is very impulsive, very bold, right, almost to the point of being reckless. We don't want to be that bold, but we don't want to be prudent either. We don't want to be shy. We don't want to be timid right now. I feel like Spirit wants you to step confidently forward with preparation and responsibility, but to do it, to not hesitate, to not not invoke any of these swords cards that are going to say, well, maybe not, maybe I'll wait, maybe tomorrow. No, it's time for you to step forward and take advantage of what is presenting itself to you right now. It kind of feels as if this is an opportunity that you've really won. Yeah? Down beneath the surface, we see the Six of Cups. This is a card of community. This is the card of value. I feel like the emotional work that you've been through recently, and maybe for the past, maybe the past year, I feel like you've been through a really emotional time. I feel like you've learned to love yourself again. I want you to give me a heck yes in the comments if you love yourself, okay? Because this is that sense of love and value. Like, this is something that you treasure. And this is under the surface. This is inside of you, basically, right? So I feel like you really have embraced your true self recently, slowly over time, over the last year or so. But it seems like it's kind of like this is the peak of that experience, and you love yourself so much. You're going to take a chance. You're going to risk it for the biscuit. You're going to sort of use your creativity. You're going to use your God-given gift, if you will. And you're not going to devalue yourself by kind of hiding that away. Yeah. So I feel like this is really that big hug of closure. And I feel like this is radical self-love. This is you truly valuing yourself again. I want you to claim this energy. Okay, this really makes my heart feel very warm right now, because I feel that there was a longer period of time in your life where you didn't quite believe in yourself, you didn't quite have this sense of inner value or this sense of worth, and you do now. It's here, And so I feel that you love yourself and you embrace yourself and you accept yourself, and that puts you in such a position right now to kind of like, you're just like, I don't know, you're ready to take a leap. You're ready to, in a way, start over. I don't think you're leaving any part of your life behind necessarily. Like, you're not going to quit your job but it might be something that once you really get involved with it and it starts to really kind of flesh out and unfold, it may be something that is really leading you to a different job or a different living situation. Maybe, it's really going to progress your life forward. But I think that the self-love that we have here is really allowing you to, with a lot of freedom, kind of say, why not? Why not do this? Why not just step out into this opportunity and take advantage of it? What's the worst that could happen? And I think that you've been through challenging times in your life. I feel like you've really been tested in life. And now you're kind of saying, like, if I could handle any of that old stuff, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it be the best thing that's ever happened to me. And if it has some ups and downs or some twists and turns, that's okay. Any good path, any path worth traveling, will have some twists and turns and some ups and downs. Okay? But this is kind of like that freedom from worry. Yeah. This is just, this is like, I don't know. It's an absence of stress. Yeah, it's just a lightness, light as a feather, And I think that this is kind of this is the way that you're traveling now, traveling light, emotionally probably, right? And again, with the Six of Cups, I feel like the ability for you to really, truly love yourself is allowing you to love other people as well. I feel like love is really going to thrive. Now, see, these two positions in the Dove and Serpent spread are intimately connected. Going from a 6 and into a 10 of Cups, your love in your life is really going to thrive when you stop holding back and you embrace your authentic self, your, I think, very fiery, firecracker, wild, authentic self. The love in your life is going to thrive. You're going to feel such a pleasure in life, a pleasure just being you. You ever have a day like that where you just feel good and happy and like you feel the pleasure of being you? you know? I mean, think about that for a minute. Now, when I was a kid, I never felt that way. When I was a kid, I never woke up and had a day where I was like, I'm just glad I'm me. You know what I mean? It took me years to get to that point, and even now, most days don't feel that. I think that you're feeling that, and you need to grab onto that. It's fleeting. To actually feel, as far, at least in my experience, I guess, it's not something that sticks around all day, every day. But to feel that, I think, is something that we need to embrace and hold on to and try to share with others. Okay? I want you to say yes in the comments. Lock this energy down. Okay? So that Six of Cups really is that thriving love, okay, and that embracing yourself. And this is a situation whereby you are going to grow, okay? The Fool is going to have to travel this path and do the work and go through the ups and downs and kind of pay attention and work hard, but it's going to lead to it. I mean, you know, this physical journey is going to lead to a Ten of Pentacles, true wealth and abundance in your life. And this kind of internal self-love emotional energy is going to lead to the ultimate emotional fulfillment. So we have the water and the earth progressing to such a maximum kind of, and the thing is about the tarot, there are no maximums. So we see the Ten of Pentacles and we think, okay, that's going to be a certain number. It's not. It's unlimited. It's unlimited. Okay? It's proportional to the amount of effort you put into it. That's it. Same thing with the emotional energy. The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, they're not finite numbers. They're open-ended, unlimited, infinite numbers. Okay? Just because we can't put 100 of these cards in a tarot pack, right? So they say, well, a Ten of Pentacles, it's base 10, it's multiple of 10, it's Dewey Decimal, whoever. It's just the way we count. See, 8, 9, 10, and then a whole bunch. I can tell my daughter, if you can count to 10, you can count to any number you want. You can count to infinity if you want. And so that's what the Tens of the Pentacles are. The amount of success or the amount of love, the amount of the thriving and the abundance, both in the physical, financial world and the mental, emotional world, are unlimited. There's no limit to how much success or love you can have in your life, okay? It's how much the Fool is willing to travel on that road, okay? Now, in the background with the Queen of Cups that we see, this is a card. Now, the Queen is a card of an emotional ending to something. The Queen is somebody who's processing an ending, you know? Because you have to kind of process the ending before you can then turn. You have to kind of deal with the past, right? Before you can turn. It's a pivotal moment and deal with the future. So the Queens of the Tarot are looking at the past. And the Queen of Cups is looking at the past with a lot of emotional energy. Okay, kind of sinking down into the feelings. And it takes a long time. It's like a Band-Aid that's slowly being peeled off. Okay, before we're done, and then we're truly free to move forward. So this is something that I think was you were immersed in for a long time. And I think that because the Queen of Cups is also a card of emotional clarity, emotional depth, radical self-love, radical self-care, self-acceptance, emotional intelligence, all those things. And to me, it feels like it took you a long time to get to this point where you truly love yourself. And even now, maybe it comes and goes. It's not always picture perfect 6, right? The 6 is like that. It's that harmony, that perfect flow state. It's not a permanent state. This is the top of the roller coaster when you've been chugging your way up the roller coaster and you're at the very top, that moment of weightlessness, before things start really taking off, you know. So anytime we get a 6, it kind of implies that, you know, it's a moment of perfect harmony and balance. But we know that things start to lean one way or the other, and it's just a matter of bringing them back into balance, okay? So it's not just a perfect kind of effortless process. The moment of the 6 is perfect balance and effortlessness and weightlessness. You know, it's like zero gravity, but you know that eventually things are going to like things are going to shift a little bit. And basically the work is just trying to maintain the 6. Doing the work when it starts to lean one way, maintain that work. Maintain that harmony and balance. Okay, that's basically the work, right? So the Queen of Cups back there is a period of time where you were doing a lot of soul searching, okay? And I think that it took a long time for you to, I don't think it's any particular thing that ended. It's not like this was a particular relationship or a job or something with your parents or something. I feel like this was a long period of kind of emotional healing, processing just our general feelings day to day, okay? To get to the point where you can embrace who you really are. I feel like you were really being tested in your life, And I think you had a lot of situations too. I mean, specific things that you had to deal with and go through that sort of, added to the depth of this water. I feel like you're a very, very sensitive person. I feel like you have a depth of emotion. Like there's a wealth of feeling in you. And I think that it sort of implies a lot of empathy. Okay? And sometimes a difficulty separating your emotions from other people's emotions. Yeah. And a difficulty, I think, like not always taking things personally, too. Okay. But a lot of that kind of emotional processing, a long, slow kind of development, especially with that death card there, sort of indicating that things have been progressing quite slowly for you in life. Things are about to speed up. 8 of Wands at the top here. Swiftness, and this is long, slow progress. Things are rapidly increasing now. Okay? And so I feel like this is a rare opportunity that's going to require you to act fast, not too slow. You want to be, there's a balance here, right, between the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. You want to make sure that you pay attention to the details and that you don't rush through frantically and sort of fumble things. But you also don't want to take your time too much, and you're just like you're gonna read over the paperwork over and over and over again because like you're avoiding something, right? But you don't want to just rush to the last page and sign. You want to take your time, read it thoroughly, but then sign it. You don't have to say, well, I want to read it again, and then again and again, because then you're just procrastinating, okay? The 8 of Wands is a very fast-moving card. It's a card of creativity. It's a card of creative problem solving. I think that, it's a card of fireworks too, right? So to me, it feels like there is a very obvious choice to make right now that's going to change your life. And it feels like it's happening at the exact right time for you. There's no reason why you shouldn't do this. It's a fated moment, And I think that it's really going to highlight and showcase your talent and your skill and who you are, your essence. Let's say part of your raw talent essence is like being a performer. Maybe that's something that you've always wanted to do, perhaps. Then this is that opportunity that's going to allow you to move down that path of fulfilling that essence. Okay, and I don't know if you're the performer or not. There's no indication here that you are, but the way the symbols are set up here, this is something that is opening up the most pure energy of who you are. The simplest thing. It's like maybe it's something in business, maybe it's like you're a math whiz or something. I don't know, maybe you're always going to be an illustrator. Maybe there's this kind of pure talent for business or for marketing or for sales or something like that, right? This is you then finding that pathway that's going to develop that essence of who you are. Maybe it's the teacher kind of archetype, right? What archetype is latent in you? Let me know in the comments, please. Okay? The 8 of Wands is a fast-moving development. It's something you have to say yes to quickly, and things are going to progress rapidly. Okay. This is also, this is about your creativity. This is like, to me, this is an unmistakable kind of moment. You're in the right place at the right time. The right doorway is swinging open very fast. With the Death card here, it feels like things have been progressing slowly. It feels like, doors that may have once felt quite difficult to open, or very slow to open, or just locked, are now opening very, very quickly. Okay? Very, very quickly. Now, let me point out too, this is Mercury in Sagittarius. This is a very special card for you, because Mercury is that magician energy. It's kind of like saying this is the moment where you really get to truly direct the course of your life. You need to claim your role as a magic maker. Okay, the Mercury here is your ability to construct your reality. Okay, I do feel like it's something that, I don't know, I feel like there's some kind of like a social aspect, or some kind of like a glamorous, fast-paced kind of a very exciting kind of energy here. Okay, and I don't know what you're doing, but it feels like it's very exciting. And sometimes that excitement can feel like stage fright, like nerves, Going in the future position with the Ten of Pentacles, this is an opportunity for you to claim your destiny, claim your stage, claim your wealth and your future. This is the vision that you have of your future life. Get out a sheet of paper. Get out a pencil. Draw a picture of your best life. Who are you? Where are you? What are you doing? You got your pets, your plants, your people. What's the color of the wallpaper? What kind of carpet you got? What's the furniture like? What do you envision for your life as you look into the future? Because this is the moment where you get to really, truly set out on, I think, a very fast track to this future. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, twists and turns. You're going to have to really put in the work, but it's going to be massive. Okay? This is a card of health and wealth also. This to me feels like you're building something that is forever. You're building something that is like, you're constructing something, right? That's for the rest of your life. So this is, you've had a bunch of jobs. This is the career, You've had a lot of, hobbies, and you've been dabbling in different things, and you have an interest in a lot of things. This is something that is long lasting, something that you're building up, that's going to have far-reaching effects for you. Okay, especially in terms of your financial health. Okay, now Path of the Serpent. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Okay, and hit the bell so you get notified when the next reading comes out. Let's talk about the Path of the Serpent. Start with the Princess of Wands. This is a very impulsive card. This is somebody that likes to dabble in a lot of things, gets excited by a lot of things, This is someone who's kind of a wild person, very interested in things, very excitable, gets really jazzed up about stuff. A lot of different stuff. I think right now there is a kind of a nice channel for this energy. Whatever this path is, it's going to be very stimulating. It's going to be very exciting. Okay? It's going to feel like fireworks, And so I think that it's something that really it's really waking you up. It's really lighting you up. I feel like you're kind of dancing down the street with this card. I feel like you are taking a little bit of a risk. But see, the risk of this card is not the risk really at all. Because risk implies that if it doesn't work, you're going to lose something. But I don't think there's anything you're going to lose by doing this. I think the loss would be for you to say no and to let the opportunity pass you by. Saying yes seems like the very responsible thing to do, And so in a way, this is that card of having fun. This is the card of the Fool, kind of like, and because I think we have kind of this, sometimes we get a misunderstanding about life, right? We feel like if it feels exciting, if it feels good to do it, then it probably isn't the right thing, right? I mean, if the path for us is supposed to be challenging, it's supposed to be hard, it's supposed to be, we're supposed to have discipline, right? We've got to have to like force ourselves to do it because that's how I know that I'm really doing it. Why not follow the path that feels like it lights you up? Why does your true path have to be like hard and difficult and you know, why do you have to force yourself to do it? I think right now it's kind of like the most exciting and fun option just turns out to kind of be like the right one, you know? And I think sometimes it's like that. I think sometimes we don't trust that. Sometimes we say, wait, no, that's too good to be true. It's like, no, that's going to be way too much fun. It's probably illegal, right? No, this is something that is going to feel like you're dancing down the road. Now, there will be hardship. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns. But even with all of the challenges, it's going to feel good. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel fun. It's going to feel exciting. You're going to want to stay up all night and do it and work on it and, you know, put in the hours. Okay. Now, in the environment, in the position of your relationships, there is the Ten of Cups, satisfaction, satiety, a real thriving of your emotional energy. Okay. I feel that this is a satisfaction in most, if not all, of your personal relationships. Okay. I feel that once you love yourself, it's kind of like love yourself first, and then you can love others, and you can form this wonderful network, right? I feel like your relationships, you're right now and going forward, you're forming relationships that are going to stick around for a long time. You're kind of like, it's like you're finding your forever friends and your forever like romantic partner, your spouse, your soulmate. You're finding a lot of things in life, pets, plants, people. A lot of relationships right now are going to be the ones that are going to be there in 10 years from now. Okay. So you're really creating something, not only in the physical realm in terms of like, you know, your financial kind of path, but in your relationships and in your emotional world, you're creating lasting relationships and bonds that are going to be very strong and they're going to stick around. Okay. So I think whatever this path is, you're going to meet the people that are going to be your best friends like for the rest of your life, you know. And I think that it's if this is how you want your life to look in the future, this is how you want your life to feel. And this is a card of contentment. This is a card of bliss, you know. This is a card of real, true fulfillment and satisfaction. I like it. The Death card, of course, in the position of the fear, worry, and concern. I think the fear and the anxiety really has just been that, like, you know, we're getting older. And every day that goes by that we're not living our dream, it feels like it's getting less likely it's going to happen, you know. And so I don't know how old you are. Maybe you're a teenager. Maybe you're in your 120s. I don't know. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be retired. You could be in school. You could be in the middle of your career. It doesn't matter. There is no wrong time for the opportunity to show up for you. You know, there is, it's kind of like the door appears when we're ready to walk through it. And right now, because of everything that you've been through in the past, that door has appeared. And since that door is there, it means you've earned it. It means you're ready. Okay. Some people don't really get on their true path or find their true calling until they're very old. I was quite old when I found my, you know, what I consider to be that doorway opportunity for me. And that's when I started this YouTube channel. Okay. Because this really did change the trajectory of my life. And, well, this didn't come about until I was, say, somewhere after my late 30s, right? I'm 45 now. And so I started this path when I was 40, 41, probably. And so we never know when it's going to happen. Yeah. And I think the death card is kind of reminding us that, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are. Today could be that last day. Today could be the last moment we have. Okay. And so really the death card is there to be the advisor. It's kind of like saying, should I do this? Should I take this opportunity? I'm old and I'm tired already. Should I do it? And the death card's kind of looking at you like, what do you think? You know, of course you should do it. Of course you should do it, right? Because it's kind of like saying we get one shot at this. Now, theories of reincarnation aside, past lives and everything, future lives aside, we get one shot at this life, at this particular one. Maybe we get another one, I don't know. We get one shot at this one. So I feel like you're letting it all hang out. You're putting it all up. You're going all in with your chips on whatever this is. It's a once-in-a-lifetime call to claim your stage, claim your destiny. Something is highlighting your talent or your skill or your unique voice or that essence, that authentic self. And it's going to be a wild, fun ride with challenges and ups and downs, okay? So remember that I told you that. You know, I'm coming back in a month and saying, hey, this is hard. It's going to be hard, okay? But what it's doing is that it's fulfilling your true nature. And so it's kind of like destiny accomplished. Yeah. Destiny accomplished. Seeing the Queen of Wands up here as your kind of, this is you, you know. And this is the true essence of you now fully developed. So I feel that you're stepping into who you're meant to be and what you're meant to be doing, and you're doing it. Okay? I feel like there is a lot of prestige here. I don't know if it has anything to do with fame or notoriety or some kind of recognition, but I feel like there's a stature to you. Okay? Well, it's a queen and a queen also, right? So I feel like this long drawn-out process of closure or healing that you went through, you're learning to love yourself, right? This is concluded, and now it's really time for the Queen of Wands to say, I'm done with the old, I'm ready for the new. Because the Queen of Wands, it's like the Band-Aid just comes right off. You know, she's just done with the old stuff. Because the queens are really all about the turning point, from past to future. The Queen of Cups is turning very, very slowly toward the future and like kind of looking back, you know. But the Queen of Wands is just like past, future, let's go. Let's do it. Embracing yourself, your authentic self and who you are and your essence and your talent and who you are and why you're here and what you're kind of meant to be. And you're doing it. Yeah. Big shout out to everybody who is taking action on this dream, on this opportunity today. Let me know in the comments kind of what this is for you or what the first steps are going to be. Hit the like button for some good vibes. All right, big shout out to everybody that leaves such encouraging things in the comments. Really appreciate all of you. Big shout out too to everybody that buys me the coffees. I appreciate that. I literally buy coffee with that money. So I appreciate you. Let's look at the mystery card. Okay. Let's see, maybe Empress, maybe the Temperance card for your superpower card. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. 9 of Pentacles. Of course it is. Because, of course, we need the 8, the 9, the 10. Now, the 9 of Pentacles is you living the successful life. This is you walking the road of abundance. Okay? It's because we have the 10s, right? We have the 10s that kind of show the big picture kind of goals, the ideal life. This is how I picture it in my mind. This is how it feels in my heart. You know, this is kind of the future. This is the ultimate goal of life. This is you walking the road. And it's a road of joy. You got your pets, your plants. You're going to have your people. Okay? This is someone who's kind of like sauntering through their life, walking through their gardens. They got all the grapes there. You got your hawk. I don't know, maybe you're a falconer. Maybe that's part of your deal. There's a lot of appreciation here. There's a lot of recognition for what you're building and what you have. It's like you're getting a lot of money, but it's not just going to your head. You feel grateful. You feel special. You feel lucky. You feel blessed. Okay? And I think that you are very much appreciating the life that you're building. As you walk this path, I feel like you're a winner. You're a success. Whether this is financial success or I don't know, it depends on what you're doing, right? This is you being very, very aware of how successful you are and being very, very, very humbled by that. You're wearing the lavish robes and all the jewelry, right? And you're very grateful and very humble that that this opportunity was here for you, that your life went this way, you know? So I feel like this is really this is the perfect. This shows that you are doing this, that you're not holding yourself back with too much prudence. You're not rushing forward either with too much energy. This is somebody that's doing the work, but doing it, as we see, there's a little snail in the bottom of the card. You're doing the work. You're doing it slowly, but surely. Okay? I think, of course, like I said, with that Eight of Wands, I feel like things are going to progress very quickly, but you're also not rushing. So to me, there's a perfect balance of energy here. There's urgency, there's energy, there's enthusiasm, there's zeal and zest, but there's not a frantic, rushing, gonna get myself in trouble kind of recklessness. Okay? You're on the freeway, you're not just speeding, you're not flooring the gas pedal going like 110 miles an hour, but you're also not just kind of moseying at 25 either on the freeway. You're going the right speed. And I think that you're going to enjoy all the good things in life, but you're also gonna stay humble. Yeah, it's a wonderful card. Let's do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link in the video description. New readings for Sagittarius on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. Big shout out to Sia, by the way. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.